What if I told you that the most psychologically resilient generation in modern history wasn't shaped by therapists or self-help books, but by something we've almost erased from childhood? The generation that grew up in the 1970s carries an operating system for life that feels alien today. A mindset built not on constant guidance, but on strategic neglect. Not on safety, but on managed risk. And it produced a level of inner confidence, problem-solving, grit, and quiet resilience that we're now scrambling to teach our kids. Today, we're diving deep into the psychology of the 1970s childhood. This isn't a nostalgia trip. We're unpacking the neurological and environmental ingredients that created this mindset, contrasting them with the digital landscape of today, and asking a crucial question. In our quest to protect and connect, did we accidentally engineer out the very things that build unshakable adults? By the end, you may see your own history and the world around you in a completely new way. The geography of freedom. Let's start with the most obvious difference. The map of a child's world. The 1970s, that map was physical, expansive, and largely unsupervised. Your territory stretched as far as your bicycle could take you, with the only rule being, be home by dark. This wasn't just play. It was a daily training ground in spatial reasoning, risk assessment, and real-time decision-making. You navigated without GPS, forming mental maps. You kept time by watching the sun, not a smartwatch. You negotiated social dynamics without a phone because no one was coming to rescue you. You assessed risk with your own judgment. How high to climb, which branch could hold you, how far was too far. Psychologists call this autonomous learning. Research shows that children who engage in frequent self-directed play display higher levels of executive function, the brain's planning, focus, and impulse control system. The 1970s childhood was essentially a daily workout for the prefrontal cortex. There was no adult mediator for every conflict or every scraped knee. You developed an internal locus of control, the belief that your actions influence outcomes. The mantra wasn't "I'll ask for help," it was "I'll figure it out." And once that wiring sets in, it becomes a lifelong default. The curriculum of silence and repair. The 1970s home wasn't quiet because it was empty. It was quiet because life wasn't filled with constant digital noise, and the adults communicated differently. Most kids were raised by the silent generation or early boomers people shaped by the Great Depression and World War II. Their parenting philosophy wasn't spoken, it was demonstrated. They taught through doing. If the car made a weird sound, you watched your parent diagnose and fix it. You handed them tools. You learned not just how machines work, but how problems work. Identify, disassemble, understand, repair, reassemble. The same applied to clothing, meals, and household tasks. There were no kid jobs and adult jobs, just jobs. This built competence, agency, and the belief that systems are understandable and repairable. Kids today can access astonishing information instantly, which is remarkable. But many never get the tactile satisfaction of fixing something broken with their own hands. That hands-on repair mindset fosters a specific kind of resilience, the belief that you are capable of intervening in the world, the social laboratory. Now let's look at the social world. Playground or street was a raw, unmediated social laboratory. Arguments over rules? You had to negotiate. Feeling left out? You had to adapt. Conflict? You worked it out or walked away. Nothing was recorded. Nothing was liked or shared. Social feedback came in real time, face to face. It taught emotional regulation, conflict resolution, and the ability to read other people accurately. This is radically different from today's digital social environments, where conflict can be avoided with a mute button, performance is permanent, and feedback is quantifiable but disembodied. The messy, in-person interactions of the 1970s from theory of mind, the ability to understand another person's perspective, the digital floodplain. Today's child is not neglected. They are hyper-observed. Their world isn't physically vast, but virtually infinite. Their map isn't made of streets, it's made of apps and algorithms. The risks have shifted. Not broken bones from falling out of a tree, but anxiety from relentless comparison. Not navigating physical space, but navigating information streams filled with manipulation and noise. Not settling an argument before dinner, but dealing with digital conflicts that can follow you for years. Studies show correlations between high screen use and changes in brain development, as well as rising rates of loneliness and depressive symptoms in teens. The modern brain is being trained for rapid stimulus response, information sorting, and multitasking. These are useful skills, but often traded for depth, patience, and boredom tolerance, which are the birthplace of creativity and resilience. I'll figure it out. The modern kid says, I'll look it up. Both solve problems, but they exercise different parts of the mind. The bridge generation. If you were born in the 1970s, you are a psychological bridge. You have one foot in the analog world of consequence and independence, and one foot in the digital world of information and connection. You remember the pride of self-reliance, but you also understand the power and the pitfalls of today's technology. You carry a memory of slower rhythms, deeper focus, and unstructured exploration. You know what it feels like to disconnect without feeling lost. This gives you a unique perspective on what today's children are gaining and what they're losing. Conclusion. The synthesis. The question isn't which generation had it harder. Each was shaped by the terrain of its time. The 1970s child mastered physical space and real-time social dynamics. The 21st century child navigates information systems and digital identity. Both worlds contain danger and opportunity. The real insight is this: resilience comes from experience, and we can cultivate it intentionally by creating pockets of unsupervised, unstructured time, encouraging hands-on work and repair, not just digital learning, allowing messy, real social interaction without constant adult mediation, modeling quiet competence instead of performative struggle. If this exploration gave you something to think about, consider liking the video. It's the strongest signal to the algorithm that this kind of content matters. And if you want to go deeper with us, subscribe. Now, I have a question for you. Were you born before or after this generational divide? And what's one skill from your childhood you think is most endangered today? Let's talk about it in the comments. So here's the real question. After everything we've explored today, what does it actually mean for us? Because this isn't about which generation had it tougher. It's about something far more important. Every generation is shaped by the terrain it learns to survive. We're trained by a world that was raw, physical, and unforgiving. The kids of the 1970s, a world where you built confidence by climbing too high, failing too hard, and figuring things out because no one was coming to rescue you. Today's kids, they're navigating a world that's safer on the outside, but far more dangerous on the inside. A world of endless comparison, invisible pressure, and noise that never goes silent. But the truth that matters most is this: resilience isn't a gift from an era. It's a skill we can still teach if we choose to. Maybe the way forward is simpler than we think. Give kids small pockets of unsupervised freedom, just enough to discover what they're capable of. Let them build something real, break something real, fix something real, so they learn how the world works through their own hands. Let them face real social moments, awkwardness, conflict, connection, the kind that can't be muted, blocked, or scrolled away. And above all, let's model something the earlier generations taught by example: quiet competence instead of constant commentary. If this perspective shifted your thinking even a little, if it made you remember something about your own childhood, then do one thing before you go. Hit the like button, not for me, but because it tells the algorithm that thoughtful content still matters in a noisy world. And if you want to explore deeper ideas like this, ideas that connect psychology, history, and the hidden forces shaping us, then subscribe. This journey doesn't end here. Before you scroll away, I want to ask you one question. Were you born before or after this generational shift? And what's one childhood skill you believe is disappearing today? Drop it in the comments, because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Until next time, keep thinking,